morning, everyone. We are going to do a few tutorials this morning, and I'm going to start with one about litter notifications. Lately, I've had a lot of people questioning whether they can make changes on a litter notification, whether they are able to delete an entire litter notification once they've got it into their shopping cart. And the answer to that is yes, you can do both of those things. So I thought I would do a few tutorials, and this one is specific to litter notifications. And what we're looking at here is the member's home area for a registered breeder. Now, each and every member that is a basic member is going to have an online account, and this is the home page for your online account. When you are looking across this top here, you can see you've got an animal search, an inbreeding analysis, and a shopping cart. For all basic members, you can use the animal search and the shopping cart. If you are a premium member, and you can see that information right here, it will tell you whether you have it, and if you don't have it, it won't show up, obviously. But in my case, it expires on June 30th of 2024. That means I do have access to the inbreeding analysis also. Like I said, for our sake today, we're going to do the litter notification changes, so we're going to go into the shopping cart. Now, once you're in your shopping cart tab, there are a few different options. You can view invoice history, you can add or renew premium membership, you can add a litter notification, and you can add an animal registration. We did add a note here that transfers are not able to be completed online. Again, the original registration certificate must accompany that paperwork, so those get sent in through the mail. For our sake today, like I said, we're going to do a litter notification. So to start out with, we're just going to input a generic litter notification. This is definitely not a litter we had on our farm this year, just one I'm going to input the information in for so we can show you guys how to make some changes. And I'm just going to throw in that we had 4. When we're looking at this, again, this is on a different tutorial, but I will kind of mention it here. When you're writing in the information for your sire, you're going to type in the number, and what's going to happen is you're going to see a drop-down tab that has the information. And in this circumstance, I typed in the whole number. This is the boar I'm going to put in here. I'm going to click on his name, and if we go over here, and this time I'm just going to start like this, and you can see an entire group of animals drop down that started with that A00. In our case, I'm just going to pick one, the first one on the top, and we're going to continue. Okay, now in this section, we're going to input, and again, I'm just going to put in a generic litter, so we'll throw in that we had 2 girls and 2 boys. I always put them in as boars because I usually put them in right away. If I'm a little bit slow and I'm putting it in right at weaning time, then I might put in a barrow. But normally I'm putting it in right away, and I haven't determined who is who, so I just put them all in as boars. And then if I do mark them as barrows, or not mark them as barrows, but let's say on our farm we decide we're going to castrate, I will come back into their accounts and mark them as dead. Or what actually happens in my case is I just wait until a year has passed and then they're automatically removed. So we've got this all input. I'm going to scroll up here so we can see. We're going to click Save Records. Okay, now we get back into this main screen. You can see here in your shopping cart, this litter notification is sitting here. This is not submitted to the registry. This is sitting in your shopping cart. A lot of people do get a little bit confused at this. You submitted and clicked submit and continue in the previous page, but that actually just brought it into your shopping cart. So until you click submit application right here, this is not going to be submitted to the registry. And up until you click submit application, you are able to make changes or delete the entire litter notification if you so choose. And to do that, you will see this little button here that says edit. If you click on here, it brings you up to this exact litter notification. It gives you the breakdown, the sire, the dam, the information. You have a couple options at this point. You can edit, you can delete, or you can push print, which brings up the, well, let's just do it. If we click on print, it's going to show you what your litter notification is going to look like. The difference is when you get this the next time after you've submitted it to the registry, this information for the NR number will be filled in under registrar use only. So in this circumstance, it hasn't been submitted. There are no assigned NR numbers, so this section is still blank. But this is the litter notification, and it gives you the entire breakdown of what is here. If we go back to this tab, though, what we want to do is, let's say we're going to edit. So if we click on edit, it brings you back to the starting point. At this point, you can change a lot of things. You can change the date of birth, you can change the litter size. For our sake, let's just say we're going to, let's say I picked the wrong sow, and I wanted to put in this one instead. So I will click that number, and that pulls up. And I click OK. And you can see here the information changed. So it changed the sow, and then let's make one more change. We're going to change this and put in a different boar. And let's change it to a ginger and black. Now if we again click Save Records, it brings us right back here, and it's in the shopping cart again. It still hasn't been submitted, but it's here. Now let's click on Edit one more time, and let's click on Print one more time. And now you can see the changes have all been made. Here's the different sow. We've got the changes. We now have 3 boars. That one's a ginger and black. So the change was made. Again, these are still not submitted to the registry yet, though. So let's say we want to delete the entire litter. We want to start over from scratch. Everything's wrong. Or let's say, for example, that the entire litter that has passed away. If that's the case, then we're going to click Delete. And it's going to ask you, are you sure you want to do that? And in this circumstance, we are. So we're going to click Delete. And when we come back here, your shopping cart is empty. So this is how you can make changes all the way up until you submit your litter notification.